Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is a place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
There ain't nobody that's good at fixing and sharpening as you are, Jed.
Well, I've been at it for quite a spell.
You got a gift for it. Why, back home, didn't folks come from miles around just to have you fixing and sharpening things?
I ain't just sure it was my sharpening that brung 'em, Granny.
What you mean?
Well, you used to let 'em heft the jug whilst they was waiting. And I don't know which they like better, the edge they got from me or the one they got from you.
Oh, it wasn't my jug, Jed, that brung 'em. It was your work.
There's something I miss out here, Granny, and it's doing for other folks. It just don't seem neighborly for us to keep to ourselves the way we do.
Well, it ain't us that's standoffish. It's our neighbors. They were from the very start. Why, when we moved in here, not every one of them lifted a finger to help us.
But they didn't know we was moving in, Granny. Since then, every single one has offered to help us move out.
Well, I got taters to peel and fat back to slice. If you can do for these Beverly Hill folks, you got me beat.
Well, it won't do no harm to try, Granny. Might even do some good. I'm getting lazy as old Duke there. He's so lazy, he's got to lean up against something to bark.
Yeah? I noticed you laid a bed late this morning.
Yeah, must have been better than 5:30. Well, a man has got to keep busy, and the best way I know is doing for others.
What you got in mind?
Well, I thought I'd take my grinding wheel and some tools, go around the neighborhood and see if anybody had any knives they wanted sharpened or any fixing done.
You won't get past the front gate. Our neighbors are high society folks and movie stars.
Well, they got to slice their fat back same as everybody else.
All right, go and find out for yourself.
Duke? Come on, Duke. We got to commence making ourselves useful. I got a notion folks are going to be real glad to see us coming. Come on, Duke, get a move on. You go ahead and see if you can sniff out any gophers or ground squirrels.
Stop that racket out there! Don't you know that... Oh, Mr. Clampett.
Morning, Mr. Drysdale. I'm sorry I rung the bell a mite loud.
Oh, no, it's beautiful. What is this?
Well, this here is my handyman wagon. I'm going around the neighborhood fixing and sharpening for folks.
You're not.
Yep, thought I'd come here first.
Thank goodness.
Oh, we got a lot needs doing, huh?
No. Oh, I mean, yes. I'll hire you for the entire day, and you can hide... work in the garage.
Well, I don't...
I'll pay you anything you say.
Well, Mr. Drysdale, I don't aim to charge no money.
Well, then why are you doing it?
Make myself useful for folks, keep busy.
Well, Mr. Clampett, you can't go around Beverly Hills with this contraption sharpening knives.
Why not?
Well, because people around here are very fussy about this sort of thing, especially my wife.
Well, if you're worried about the kind of work I do, you just have your wife step out here with a butcher knife.
Are you kidding? Mr. Clampett, I'm very anxious to talk to you about this, but I'm late for an appointment. Now, suppose I see you at your house within an hour.
All right, that'll give Duke and me time to call on 4 or 5 neighbors.
No, please! Oh, I just remembered I have a broken chair. You can take it home with you and work on it while you're waiting.
Well, if it ain't broke too bad, I can fix it right here.
Just a moment. Clumsy me. I dropped it and stepped on it.
I'm afraid that's a take-home job.
Good. I'll see you there.
Come on, Duke. Well, let's see that, Duke. What kind of varmints did you catch? Well, them's fur slippers.
Oh, my wife's been looking for those. They're her new mules. Thanks, Duke. See you later, Mr. Clampett.
Well, Duke, that tears it. I know these Beverly Hills folks had sweaters for their cats, raincoats for their dogs, but slippers for a mule?
Come in, Milburn. Come in.
Sorry to be late, John. But just as I was leaving home, Jed Clampett dropped by.
Oh, he's unhappy with your bank again?
No, he isn't, so stop drooling. As a matter of fact, he dropped by to see if he could do anything for me. That's what good friends and neighbors we are.
Yeah, well, you gotta keep him that way, because if I get another crack at that account...
Why don't you fly the skull and crossbones over this bank, you pirate?
Now, calm down, Milburn.
You leave the Clampetts alone. Now, you call somebody in here to act as witness. We've got these loan papers to sign.
Send that new girl in, will you? Oh, sit down, Milburn. Relax. Here, let me take your hat.
Nothing doing. It might fit you.
You are a nervous man, Filbert. You better take up a hobby. Here, let me show you what mine is.
That's fine for you, but I happen to be married.
Oh, not the girl. I'm talking about the ship and the bottle there. That took me 3 years to build it. Wonderful therapy.
Never mind that. Let's get these papers signed.
Miss Graham. Miss Graham, this unpleasant gentleman here is Mr. Drysdale of the Commerce Bank.
Hi.
Hello. I'm sorry I was a bit gruff, but I'm a very busy man. I have a lot of problems on my mind.
Oh.
Now, we have some loan papers here that need your sweater. Signature.
A wonderful hobby, Milburn. Of course, if you start with one of these, you're hooked. This thing kept me busy for 3 years.
Really? Could I borrow this?
Well, sure.
This might be just the thing I need to calm my nerves.
Well, I'll be doggone, a boat in a bottle.
Yes. You see, Mr. Clampett, I've been giving a lot of thought to your problem of keeping busy. Now, a friend of mine had the same problem. He solved it by building this boat.
How'd he get it in there?
He built it in there. It took him 3 years.
He could have built it a lot quicker outside the bottle.
Yes, but he wanted to build it in there.
Why?
It's his hobby.
Well, how's he gonna get it out?
He doesn't want to get it out.
How's he gonna sail it?
He won't. It's just to look at.
Be easier to look at outside the bottle, wouldn't it?
Yes, but
Seems to me he wasted a boat and a bottle.
think of all the absorbing hours he spent.
Yeah, he wasted them too.
Well, he didn't consider it wasted. He wanted to do it.
Why?
It's his hobby.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Jed's got your chair fixed as good as new.
Yeah, it's out back, ready to go.
Well, I'll be doggoned. A boat in a bottle.
One of Mr. Drysdale's friends built that.
How'd he get it in there?
He built it in there.
Took him 3 years to do it.
It's gonna take him another 3 to get it out.
He don't want to get it out.
Why not? He can't sail it in there.
He don't want to sail it.
Why did he build it?
It's his hobby.
What's a hobby?
I don't believe you explained that, Mr. Drysdale.
Well, it's something, it's a way of, like, I think I'll get my chair and take it home.
Well, don't forget your boat.
Oh, I'll come back for that. Now, you study it. You may want to build one.
Oh, Mr. Drysdale, Jed tells me that your wife got some new mules. I'd like to see them. Where does she keep them?
In the bedroom, I suppose.
Jed, do you ever get the feeling that we're living in the middle of a bunch of nuts?
I do for a fact.
What in the world is this?
That's the monstrosity he wants to push around Beverly Hills.
He wheels a wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow.
Knock it off. This is not funny.
Sorry, Chief.
Now, we've got to get Jed Clampett out of this crazy notion of wanting to do things for people.
Is it so crazy?
It's not only crazy, it's un-American. He wants to do it free. Now, bring the rest of that hobby stuff.
Well, what about the travel folders? That South Seas cruise might appeal to him.
Only as a last resort. I'd hate to take a chance on his money winding up in the Tahiti savings and loan.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Drysdale.
Jethro,
I have got some good news for you.
I can use some.
Hey, you know that boat that was in the bottle?
What do you mean, was?
Well, I got it out for you.
You didn't.
Well, yes, sir. It was easy. All I did was knock the bottom out of the bottle. How come nobody else thought of that?
Jethro, it took Mr. Cushing 3 years to build that ship through the neck of that bottle.
Well, he can do the next one a heap quicker. It's got an opening this big now.
Greetings, Jethro.
Oh, howdy, Miss Jane. You want to come out to the cement pond and help me dive for something?
Well, I'm afraid I can't just now. What are you diving for?
Oh, a little boat about, so big. You know something, Mr. Drysdale? That rascal don't float worth shucks. But don't you worry, I'll get it back. If it ain't going down the drain.
Chief, do you feel all right?
I never felt worse in my life. Howdy, folks.
Oh, Mr. Clampett.
I'm just fixing to start out with my handyman wagon again.
Oh, wait, we want to talk to you about taking up a hobby.
Well, Mr. Drysdale, if it's building boats and bottles, it don't just grab a hold to me. Jethro seemed right took with it, though. You can talk to him.
I did.
Mr. Clampett, there are many fascinating hobbies, and a man of your means can afford any one of them. Now, step over here and let us show you these priceless collections of philately and numismatology.
Oh, stop waving your college degree. Mr. Clampett, how would you like collecting stamps?
Well, to tell you the truth, we don't write just a whole heap of letters.
Take over.
Well, of course, these are not just ordinary stamps. These are very rare, very valuable collector's items. Now, for example, here's one from Hawaii. The price on it is almost $50,000. Wouldn't you like to own that?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Well, I don't know nobody in Hawaii, and if I did, I wouldn't write to him at that price.
Mr. Clampett, these stamps are not to put on letters.
What are they for?
Well, they're just to look at.
Like that boat in the bottle?
Well, let's take a crack at numismatology. Or, as some lexicographers would prefer, numismatics.
Now, give me that. Now, Mr. Clampett, here's a hobby that's worth anybody's time. Collecting money.
Mr. Drysdale, if there's one thing I don't need, it's more money. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to get started being useful to folks.
Now, wait. Just take a look at these coins. This collection belongs to a friend of mine. You see that dime?
Yeah.
He paid $12,000 for that.
He got slicker. The dime's only worth 10 cents.
Not this one. This was minted in San Francisco in 1894.
You mean if he put that dime in one of them candy machines, he'd get out $12,000 worth of candy?
No, he'd only get 10 cents worth.
You better help your friend, Mr. Drysdale. He needs you. And hope he ain't toting that dime when he gets a sweet tooth. Because no matter what comes out of the machine, he ain't going to enjoy it.
What about the coins and stamps?
Later. Oh, Mr. Clampett, I just remembered. I've got a lot more things at home that need mending. Will you go there first?
You bet I will.
Get in. We've got to beat him to my house and start breaking things.
Uncle Jed? I got the boat without even diving for it.
Looks like the one that was inside that bottle.
Yes, sir. I got it out. You reckon Mr. Cushing will give me a reward?
This belong to Mr. Cushing?
Oh, yes, sir.
Fetch the truck, boy. We gotta go see him.
Well, you reckon Mr. Cushing will give me a reward? I'm the only one that figured out how to get it out of the bottle.
How'd you do it?
I just whacked the bottom off it.
Fetch the truck, boy, and hope he don't do the same to you.
Jethro did it, huh?
Yes, sir, but the boy's here ready to take his medicine.
No, I'm delighted. I've been trying to figure out for years how to just knock the bottom off of it, huh?
Oh, yes, sir. See, you got another one over yonder. I can show you how I done it.
Oh, no. You let me do that one.
Well, I'm pleased that you ain't upset, Mr. Cushing. Now, if you got any sharpening or fixing to do, just let me know where you live, and I'll come around with my handyman wagon.
Well, I live on the corner. You come around with what?
My handyman wagon. I got a few tools on it, my grinding wheel, whetstone.
Ain't nobody can lay an edge to a blade like my Uncle Jed. Anything from a plow to a pocket knife.
A multimillionaire going around sharpening knives?
Well, that ain't all I do. I'm handy at fixing and building, painting, water witching, well digging, bee smoking.
Mr. Clampett, a man with your money? Well, you should be on a golf course or yachting or traveling or enjoying a hobby.
Now you're talking like Mr. Drysdale. You fellas got your banking work to do. I ain't got no job to make me feel useful or busy.
Yes. Well, would you like a job in my bank?
Being a handyman?
No. Something important. Say, vice president.
Well, thank you, but I'm afraid I don't know too much except fixing and farming.
Well, that's what you can be vice president of, is fixing and farming.
At a bank? I thought you fellas just mostly loaned out money.
Yes, well, that's right, yes. You can loan money for fixing and farming.
You need somebody like that?
Mr. Clampett, would you believe it? I don't have one single man looking out for the farmers in Beverly Hills.
Well, doggy. I'll do it.
Wonderful. Jethro, come over here and congratulate your Uncle Jed. He's my new vice president.
Excuse my left hand, Uncle Jed. Granny!
That's it, Bessie. Sip your tea. Now use your napkin.
Hey, Ellie Mae, where's Granny?
She's out back yonder hanging up the wash. Sit down with Cousin Bessie and have... Bessie, you already got better manners than some folks around here.
Put me down, you big lummox! Put me down!
Wait till you hear the news I got, Granny.
Get me off this table. I need bills. Help me up, you big numbskull.
Pay no attention, Bessie. Go right ahead with your tea.
Get that monkey out of my kitchen.
Granny, listen. Uncle Jed has done been made vice president of Mr. Cushing's bank.
No.
How?
Yeah. Mr. Cushing needs him so bad he won't even let him out of his sight to come home and change clothes.
Well, let's go see him.
Gee, I want to be his secretary.
Too late, Ellie. Mr. Cushing's done giving him a real pretty office and a real pretty secretary.
Is there anything I can do for you, Mr. Clampett?
Oh, no, thank you. Anything I can do for you?
Oh, no, you sit down. You're a vice president. My job is to be helpful and see that you're happy.
Oh, Mr. Cushing.
Well, how's everything in my new farm loan department?
Well, I ain't loaned no money to no farmers yet.
Oh, well, that will take time. They don't know you're here.
Maybe I better get out and go around and see them.
Oh, no. You stay here and get acquainted with our fine organization and personnel. How is Miss Graham? Everything you expected?
Oh, more.
Well, good. Well, her instructions are to make you stay here at the Merchant's Bank. That is to make your stay here at the Merchants Bank as pleasant and as rewarding as possible.
Well, I'm right obliged to you, Mr. Cushing, for giving me this job. I just hope I can do you some good.
Oh, you can. You can. Now, here is some bank literature that you might look through. Now, how did that deposit slip get there? Well, of course, might as well leave it. It might come in handy. Yes, well, I'll look in on you from time to time, and welcome aboard.
Ellie Mae, where's your father?
Oh, hi, Mr. Drysdale. Sit down and have a cup of tea.
Well, I can only stay for a moment. Where is your father? I've got a whole house full of broken furniture and dull knives waiting for him.
Oh, Pa don't do that kind of work no more, Mr. Drysdale. He's vice president of Mr. Cushing's bank.
What?
Yes, sir. This sure has been our lucky day. Well, Jethro got the boat out of the bottle, Pa got a job, and Granny found a whole bunch of pocket change in the front hall.
Oh, no! Granny! Granny! Why, you dirty crook! You thief! You Clampett kidnapper! Come out behind that desk or I can punch you in the nose!
Now, calm down, Milburn.
Come out of there, you coward! I dare you!
He is bigger than you are.
I'm not afraid of him. Come out there so I can slug you.
Now, wait a moment. I don't like to be threatened.
Quick, Miss Hathaway. Pin his arm so I can slug him.
Chief, I refuse.
Huh? It's a good thing for you I've got a chicken secretary.
Oh, calm down. What do you want?
I want to know where you're hiding Jed Clampett. Kidnapping is a federal offense. Call the FBI.
Oh, will you act your age? Now, Jed Clampett came in here of his own free will and asked me if I had some work for him. I took a chance and gave him a job.
Doing what?
He's my new vice president in charge of farm loans.
Are you swindler? There are no farms in Beverly Hills.
Well, not today, perhaps, but I expect some vacant land to become available, where your bank now stands.
Hold his arms. He's going to get it.
Oh, come on, Chief. Let's find Mr. Clampett and talk to him.
It's only my respect for white hair that saves you, Cushing.
Yeah, well, you forget I've got white hair.
Not yours, mine.
Just a moment, madam. Unless you have an appointment, you can't see Mr. Clampett.
I can, too. He's sitting right there.
It's all right, ma'am. This here is Granny. Granny, this here is my secretary, Miss Graham.
Howdy, Miss Graham. Have a candy bar. Found a bunch of dimes, and I've been giving that candy machine fits. Well, how are you fixed for stamps? Found some of them, too.
Mr. Clampett, what is this I hear about you working for Cushing?
Yes, sir. He put me in charge of farm loan.
Well, I've been planning on having you take over the farm loan department of my bank.
Well, I wish you'd have said something. Mr. Cushing done give me this nice office and secretary.
Well, come with me and I'll do better than that. I'll give you my office and my secretary. Right, Miss Hathaway?
Right, Chief.
I'll do better than that. I'll give you my office and his secretary.
Oh, no, you won't. Miss Graham stays here, and so does Mr. Clampett, I hope.
Nothing doing. He's coming with me.
He stays here.
Grab him, Miss Hathaway.
Throw him out, Miss Graham.
Now, hold on.
Hold on. I wouldn't want to be the cause of two old friends scrapping.
Then don't work for that pirate.
You call me that once more, and I am going to lose
Mr. Cushing, Mr. Drysdale, I reckon there's only one way to settle this. I ain't gonna work for neither one of you.
What are you going to do, Jed?
Something I know how to do. Come on, Granny.
Wait, Mr. Clampett. You're not going to push that grinding wheel around the neighborhood.
Nope. Morning, Mr. Drysdale.
What is this? What's going on?
We's ready to take on any kind of work now. I do the toting and lifting.
Rusty does mousing and I do critter training.
And I'm back to fixing and sharpening.
And I do dressmaking and mending.
What do you need, Mr. Drysdale?
A doctor.
I do that, too.
Now Now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. You all come back now. Here?
This has been a Filmways presentation.